we're going somewhere yet again. Welcome to another chaotic adventure with me. I'm so excited. This is probably one of the most exciting trips that I'm gonna go on because we're going to Hawaii, and honestly, it's still unbelievable. Like, I've never been, my parents have been, and they went during quarantine, so everything was closed, so this is gonna be like a completely new experience for them, and I'm just so excited because it has not been the best start to my summer, even though I'm so excited for this summer. So I'm really hoping that this trip kind of eases some things up. First of all, I got my nails done for the first time in forever. I think for the first time since I started playing guitar. I love playing guitar. I'm not that great at it, but I'm trying my best, and I have not been able to get my nails done because I take lessons, so they're always got to be short. They always have to just be like very short. So I'm still keeping them short because I am recording, but that's a story for another time. That's an LA thing because we're gonna be staying in LA before we go back. But in this part, this is Hawaii. This is just the beginning, and I'm so excited. I am just, oh my god, I'm still in disbelief. We have to, like, I don't think I'm gonna fall asleep, but we have to wake up at 3:30 in order to leave the house by 4 a.m. Why? Because we have to be in the plane at like 5:50. I'm also gonna finish my New York vlog from literally back from spring break. Like, that was back in March. We're in June. I'm really slow on editing, so you guys are probably gonna see this in like December. No, but I'm trying to be on top. I'm trying to be on top of my editing, my posting, my social media stuff, because I'm genuinely very excited to pursue this like a hobby path, because I really do enjoy making content. So it's very exciting. I'm gonna go pack my makeup because I think that's the last thing that I need to do, and then like chargers, toothbrush. I'm gonna go for a nap because I'm not gonna fall asleep. It's way too early for this. Like, way too early. Okay, so we were at the airport at around 5 in the morning. Our flight out was at like 7:30, 8-ish, but you know, we're a pretty big family, and both my mom and I carry really big photography equipment, and I also carry film, so TSA low-key does not vibe with us. My sister and I were going through it in the morning. Our little sister is not a fan of mornings in general, so that was pretty difficult, but honestly it was fine. As soon as we got to LA, I think it was like a 7.5-hour flight, might have been a little bit less than that, and then I don't know, we were fine. We were on our way to Santa Monica pretty much as soon as we landed. We did give in our baggage, which we were so lucky for, because I know so many flights do not allow like baggage claim to be open until like a few hours prior to the flight, but we got super lucky, and our layover was like 8.5 to 9 hours, so we grabbed some lunch. This English pub was honestly really good, and I'm not even a fan of this food, but it was hitting at that moment. And then we went and we walked around Santa Monica Pier. I haven't been there in like 2.5 years, like honestly not since COVID, so that was definitely an experience. I had a lot of flashbacks walking around, and also these little squirrels were so cute. Like, I'm such a sucker for like little chipmunks and little hamsters, so they were just really cute. And then we also saw the famous like twin opposite houses that had gone viral on social media a couple of times now, which was also pretty fun. After another 8-hour flight, we were finally in Hawaii, and let me tell you, the environment was honestly so different. Everyone was so friendly. We were greeted in aloha so many times. There were colors everywhere, flowers. I immediately fell in love with these earrings. I actually don't even think that I ended up getting them. And then these macadamia nuts were actually love at first taste, because let me tell you, I bought a pack at every single shop that we visited for like the rest of our trip there. The next morning we got up. I was honestly really scared because I always had pretty big expectations for Hawaii, given that, you know, the sunsets and the beaches are always so romanticized by the media. But I was so surprised to see that, you know, the town itself, like outside of the beach, was also so nice, and the people there were just so incredible. We had some breakfast, and then we actually got to chill at the beach. We drove around the city for a little bit, but all in all, it was a pretty pleasant morning. And then my dad tried to like jokingly call someone, and this guy started telling us that it doesn't work. So yeah, people were honestly, it was a vibe. I don't really know how else to explain it. Like, it's just their own little world that they've created. I was definitely not dressed for this occasion. I think I was giving New York and LA when I should have been giving beach and Miami in the summer. But yeah, oh my god, and I found so many cute sea treasures. Like, look at these shells. Insane. Actually insane. Take me back, because I miss this. So after a few hours, we started walking to get ice cream, and then this was very weird. I actually don't know if this is like a thing in Hawaii, but there were like 3 weddings going on at the same time. I'm pretty sure they were just like photo shoots, not actual weddings, but it was still very interesting to observe. And then I was actually dying because it was really hot, as I should have expected. But then we got Dave's ice cream, and let me tell you, actually the best ice cream that I think I've had in like a solid while. And I think I got the pineapple flavor. Also, I don't know if they still have the little cards, but we got a card for like a free ice cream, and we got that ice cream so many times when we came back that we actually like used up an entire card. I'm surprised how we even survived, but not even 24 hours after we landed, we were on yet another flight, this time out of Oahu and to the Big Island, where we would stay for, I believe, 6 days. Maybe we stayed there for a full week. But with this flight, it was actually delayed like 3 or 4 times because this plane was so much smaller, and also it was like the local airline, so Hawaii has their own like Hawaiian Airlines, and they served this really, really good freaking juice. Like, I still miss it. I could still taste it probably, like, just from the thought and like the fact that I'm seeing it right now. So good. Actually so good. Also, we flew at a pretty low altitude because it was such a short flight. I believe it was only like, I don't know what, like 35-40 minutes. So we actually got to see basically almost all of the islands, and then you already know we had to get sushi. This really groovy, that's the only word that I can think of to explain this place, to get breakfast, and it was honestly very unique. I feel like this is what Hawaii tastes like. I feel like in a state, like if you saw this, you'd be like, oh, okay, I get that. Everything was just covered in fruits, and everything was homemade. I also really vibe with the fact that they had like fruity juices and like drinks and stuff. This is me, honestly. Oh my god, I miss this version of myself. I know that it's like still me in a way, but I just miss summer. I miss my short hair. I miss having flowers in my hair. Like, I need that. This is the lava that I was talking about, it was from like a previous eruption, and then we literally drove through roads and roads of lava. It was just like everywhere, and I mean like everywhere. And I actually got to walk on it, which was pretty fun. I saw this coconut that was growing in the ground. Honestly, there has been life starting to sprout through the lava, so it was honestly really cool to see that as well. And then we got to this really pretty wave situation thing. The waves here were actually gorgeous. Like, I could stay here for hours. And then there were some that were like really aggressive and they kind of scared me, but beautiful, actually beautiful. Like, I feel like as an official first day on the Big Island, I actually fell in love with the place. I was like, okay, I'm moving here. Like, I'm sold. It is Tuesday, June 13th. It's our first official day on the Big Island. We got here late last night because our flight was delayed, but moral of the story, it took us more than 24 hours to get here because we left on Sunday at 4 a.m. We left Miami to go to California. We had an 8-hour inter-flight sort of situation. Got to visit California a little bit. Then we took a flight over to Oahu, Honolulu, stayed there overnight, and then our flight was delayed here to come to the Big Island. The water is so clear, and it's actually, oh my god, it's so warm. This is actually, I thought it was gonna be cold, but it's so warm. So after these little springs, which were honestly so much fun, the rocks were definitely very sharp, so I had to borrow some like water shoes. We went to go get ice cream. It was so freaking good, and like, this is just such a peaceful place to have ice cream. As you can tell, the weather changed up so quickly, but to finish off our day, we actually went to go see the active volcano that was erupting at the time on the Big Island, which, if you can't really tell from this video, it was really foggy. Like, the weather was not good, and the only thing that we saw was like the smoke coming up, but we didn't really get to see any lava or like any eruptions. It was still really cool to see, but we decided to come back later, which I'm not gonna spoil it for you, but let's just say we got to see a lot more. And then we went to go grab some dinner, and then you already know I had to finish off the night with some Top Gun because how could I not?
Crashed and burned on the first one. It wasn't pretty. The second? I don't know. I'll tell you tomorrow, but it's looking good so far.
I woke up to this little lizard on my window, and it was so freaking cute. And then we went to go grab some breakfast, which was so good. I actually forgot to record the food. Like, I don't know if we were just hungry, but I remember it being really good. And then the weather was kind of bad, but we decided to drive up to these two mountains that are kind of like right across from each other, if that makes sense. I believe that one's name is like Mauna Loa, and then the other one's Mauna Kea. I don't want to lie, I forgot which one we drove to first, but basically the road was closed due to lava. Like, we drove for like a straight hour and a half, and we were like, it's kind of deserted. Like, as you can tell, there's a sign that says keep off fresh lava. We were kind of all freaking out a little bit when we got there, but it was really pretty. And honestly, the fact that it was a completely deserted road should have told us something. But the thing is, I was fully open. Like, there was no sign anywhere in the beginning. Google Maps was like, yeah, it's open, go for it. So we were a little bit mad that we kind of wasted our time a little bit, but it was still fine, and it was really pretty, so I guess we can't really be mad about that. So then we drove to this really small town. I'm gonna try to find out what it was called, but there was basically a really nice road leading up to it. Like, I kind of felt like I was in the Wizard of Oz because we were so close to the clouds and the grass was just so green. Like, looking at the video, I don't even know how that's real. Like, how is that a real place that actually exists? But basically we got to this like little beach town and we found this really cute cafe called Arvo. Their sandwich was honestly really good. Food in Hawaii it's just good. Like, it's good. It never misses. I feel like I don't know, actually. I gotta double check on that. But then we decided to go for a hike, which this is where it began. So it was a hike down, not up, and it is called the Polulu Valley. Look at the trail. The trail that is supposed to be like a neat-ish trail. Let's just say I'm glad that I didn't just tumble down because it was very difficult to maintain balance. And I actually think that I tried to like record something from it, so let's see. I know that I said I was going to try to vlog as much as I possibly could, but the days have been crazy, and for the most part we've been just driving around, well, today anyway, and so I'm going to give you a little update. So we went to the first volcano. Holy shit, I almost just slipped. Basically we're hiking and I'm deciding to give you an update right now, so I'm sorry if I'm a little bit unfocused, but we went to the first one, which was Mauna Lea, I believe. And that one we drove for literally like 40 something, if not, actually we drove for about an hour up there, and then the road was closed. It just said road closed due to the 2022 volcano eruption. And we're like, what the frick? Could you not have like closed the gates? Could you not have put a sign in the beginning, do not drive, road closed? Because we wasted so much time. I mean, the road was very beautiful. That earns it some points. The other volcano, which is the Mauna Kea, I believe. Oh my god, I get those two confused, so I'm sorry if I got them confused. But that's like the biggest one. And that one, they told us that it was like way too dangerous to drive up in our car. I don't know, for whatever reason. So instead of ending up on a volcano, we ended up in a neighboring town and we grabbed a snack, and then we visited a record shop, which I believe I forgot to film completely. And now we're here, which is a Pololo Valley lookout. So we're gonna go and check this place out because it looks really beautiful. And the only thing that's not very beautiful is this trail, but it's okay, we're gonna make it. So we stuck around at the beach by the Polulu Valley for, I want to say like about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. I took so many good photos. Like, I am actually still obsessed with them. Sometimes I have to pinch myself because I cannot even believe that I'm the one that took that photo. But like, I was the one that was actually there. And then it was time to hike back up, which I didn't really have the energy to make any more videos. So I feel like that kind of says a lot. There were so many cows and horses on our way into our next town, where we actually decided to grab some dinner. It's this place called Pineapples, so it was only right that I got pineapple juice, which honestly, coincidentally enough, it's my favorite juice. And I was so happy that they had it at almost every single place that we went to. Also, the penny pasta, oh my god, you have to give it a try, like at least once in your life. As my jet lag wore off, I fell back into my regular schedule, and unfortunately I started oversleeping because I went to bed really late, and so I slept until like noon, which is why my mom and my sisters were the only ones that went to a local farmer's market this morning and got these fruits, which were so good. I think this is like the exact moment that I felt absolutely in love with lychee. I feel like I've had it before, but I honestly could not remember when, and I don't want to, because this moment I want to remember it for the rest of my life, I'm not even gonna lie. And then we were on our way to go get some food because I think we were all like in need of going to a new town. And there was this place by like it wasn't really like a seaside place, but I know that it had seafood. That's the one thing that I remember. And then, oh my god, and it had this really good mango sorbet. And then I met another lizard, which like, I'm just obsessed with the coloring. Look at how freaking pretty it is. And then the blue eyes. And then looked at me. Look at this. It's actually my new best friend. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It's actually my new best friend. So it is around 4 p.m. on Thursday, June 15th. We are already almost halfway through our time in Hawaii. But it is our last full day on the Big Island, because then we're gonna come back and we have a cruise planned, which is gonna be in my part 2. I've decided to split Hawaii up into 3 parts. First one's gonna be Big Island, which you're watching right now. Then the second is gonna be our time on the cruise. We're gonna visit 3 or 4 islands, I believe. And then the last part is gonna be on Oahu, where we're gonna stay in Honolulu. And that's just gonna be like the more touristy part, because here we're trying to find more local locations, which kind of takes me back to today's morning, which I slept through, because now that we're more into the time in Hawaii, we don't have that jet lag that sets us back 6 hours, so we don't wake up as early. And today I had a good night's sleep, and my mom and my 2 sisters, they went to a local farmer's market, and the fruits were literally incredible. This private resort did have a public access to this beach. It was more secluded than like a regular public beach, but I still felt like it was accessible. And initially I wasn't going to get in, but then I saw the water and I was like, how could I not? So best believe I'm still finding little sand grains from this beach. And then we went to Target to go get Starbucks. I saw a girl on TikTok post a screenshot of like the drinks that you should get according to your zodiac sign that you're like supposedly gonna love. So I decided to try the Taurus one, and this is a pink drink with peach juice, and instead of the coconut milk you get heavy cream. I've not tried it yet, okay, so we're gonna try it together, and I'm so scared right now because I've never gotten anything with heavy cream. So I have to try this immediately.
What is that? This is so good.
This is me so good. I know, this is me in a drink. It's like the perfect amount of like fruity and like grounded.
Dude, that is so good.
You need to try your zodiac sign like immediately, because I think that this chart might be right. This sunset was actually absolutely unreal. Like, I'm sad that we had to watch it from a parking lot and not like some sort of gorgeous mountain view or whatever, but it was unreal. And then as we started to drive closer to our house, we saw this red cloud and we were intrigued, and so we actually drove all the way back up to the volcano that was erupting at the time, and we saw real lava flowing out of it. Like, I feel like that was the most fever dream feeling of all, because I never in my life did I think that I'd be standing on like an actual volcano. And that was just, I don't know, that's a story that I think I'll never forget. The next morning started off at a local farmer's market where there were so many vendors selling their things. Most of them were handmade, which was so cool. I actually got this body oil with like jasmine leaves or something, and then that top and some acai because I was craving some. And then we went on our third hike of the trip to these falls that were so gorgeous, but the trail there was honestly, I don't know, it might have been even prettier than that. Also, I'm such a nature person, like I was a sucker for all these little waterfalls, and let me just tell you, best feeling ever, like smelling the wet cement and like, I don't know, it's just nature, you know. On our drive out of these waterfalls area, we saw baby goat therapy, and I was like, we have to stop. So it was actually free. We did end up buying snacks for them. They were kind of fed up though, like not even gonna lie. There were so many that just refused to eat food and they just decided to chew on our clothing instead. But it was an experience all in itself. Like, look at how freaking cute these are. And then they had like little playgrounds built for them, so I felt like it was really cute. We decided to stop at a local bakery to get some goods, and basically they were filming something in there, which I thought was really fun because I'm a sucker for any time there's a film crew or anything. And then we actually drove to like the local botanical gardens, but we realized that we wouldn't have enough time before they closed. So I actually can't even tell you where this is, but I know that it's somewhere nearby. There were like places where people would jump into the water from like a bridge. It was really fun, but also kind of concerning. And then that was our final day on the Big Island. So then we had to head back to Hawaii, where we would board our cruise the next day.